watched a lot of sports games over the years. Go to sporting events, seen LeBron game winners, seen walk-off home runs, obviously game-winning touchdowns. But I think what we saw Sunday was one of the most exciting games that I've been to. Just the roller coaster, the emotions, the ups and the downs. It was fun. I think the 49ers were the best team. I think they proved that they were the better team. And it took a while to get there, but they showed why. And I want to walk through some of the things that they showed in the first half, why they are the better team, and then why, again, it showed itself in the second half. So let's get into it. I love in-game reactions because it's really just overreactions. So this is the third down play to Hasty, and people are asking why, when you have Brandon Aiyuk, when you have George Kittle, when you have Deebo Samuel, are you throwing to a running back who is undrafted on third down in a must-win situation? Well, the Rams all game did a really good job of doubling Deebo randomly. They did this here. So it essentially plays out as one double. So you have man coverage. So I'll let him get over in screen here. This is the Rams' second best corner. They put him on Kittle. This is their third best corner. They put him on Aiyuk. And obviously their fourth best corner, who was the mark all game, on Jennings. And then finally, Jalen freaking Ramsey on Deebo with a safety lurking, poaching, looking to take away any in-breaking route. And they did that. So you have man coverage, and then Jimmy, you just pick a side. As you can see, he takes a side with a running back. You're going to see Aiyuk come open, but it's 3rd and 8. I really don't have a problem. It just matters. If you pick a side, no matter what, you have to be definitive, and you have to make the throw. So you're going to get like a rail route down the sideline, which is just Aiyuk, or as you can see, rail route. He's just going to try to win to the outside. Jimmy can probably do a better job of leading him here. But I think it's really as simple as the defense gets the ball, gets a hand in there, and that's that. It's an incomplete pass. It wasn't a drop. It wasn't like a poorly thrown pass. I think he makes the right read. I think he gets the ball out, and the defense just makes a play, and that's that. Nothing more to it. All right, so this is the play where Jimmy Garoppolo takes a sack and fumbles the ball. This was probably his worst play of the game. More so than the turnovers, just because. So the 49ers are going to run max protection, meaning everybody here and here is going to stay in a block. Mitchell's the check down. Aiyuk and Deebo are the only people running routes. Aiyuk's going to run up into the corner. Deebo's just going to run a deep crossing route, try to get over. So as you can see, I think the Rams, they're prepared. They know this opponent. He does not bite on the play fake. He gets his eyes back to the middle, tries to wall off or, prevent Deebo from crossing the field. Once that happens, Jimmy's eyes need to come down to either check down, throw the ball. Obviously, you have more space here. But you can't take the sack. You certainly can't fumble the ball. There were people talking about how this was because of his thumb. And you'll see from the end zone view, the defense just knocks the ball out. It has nothing to do with his thumb injury. And you could tell by pregame, the way he was throwing the ball, that you would never have any idea that Jimmy had a thumb injury. So I think you can see just a little pocket movement is what you'd like to see here. So here we go. He hits this top of his drop. In no way and no level of football do you get 1, 2, like 3 hitches. The ball has to be out. That's where the internal clock has to clock in there. 1, 2, 3. Just take the check down. Live for another down, but that's a drive killer, and that can't happen, especially in the playoffs. All right, so this is Jimmy's first interception. Just picked up a 3rd down from Jauan Jennings, and this is where you actually want to see better pocket movement. So max protection, it's a shot play. How? Because Travis Benjamin is on the field. So again, max protection just means all of these people are going to block, as is Kyle Juszczyk. And here we go. So we're going to run up and in, and then he is going to run a deep post. Again, the Rams, they know the 49ers too. It doesn't just go one way. They are going to be all over this. Right here, he's coming down, trying to take that away. He's not going to run by Jalen Ramsey. And just has to be able to either eat it, slide, live for another down, but pressure in his face causes an errant pass. What I would like to see here is just slide to the left a little bit, and we'll walk through that. So once he gets to his drop, there is somebody in his face. So McKivitz has a guy screaming down in his face, but he has him cut off here. So what I'd like to see here is once he gets to the top of his drop, so his foot plants, Instead of trying to throw it, because we know, and he's shown throughout the game, throughout the season in his career, that Jimmy really doesn't, it doesn't matter if somebody's in his face, but here, he's probably going to want to slide to the left a little bit. Maybe if he does that, he can hit Jennings not on this first window, but on the second window. Who knows? But just making that throw in that situation is very tough. And you can see, based on Jimmy's reaction, like he knows he goofed. Watch him right here. Big sigh. So this is probably more of a preview of what we'll see against the Cowboys. They run a lot of single high. I think the 49ers do a good job of isolating their receiver. So in this case, Brandon Aiyuk, one-on-one to the top of the screen. You formation them into the boundary. So 1, 2, 3, 4 defensive backs over here. You have the safety even coming across. By that, you give Aiyuk a lot of field to work with. All he's going to do is run up. He's running a glance route, bang 8, whatever you want to call it, 5-step, slant post. Jimmy throws it on time. I think Aiyuk's route is really good. So let's walk through it here. So he wins inside right away. Instead of drifting inside to create more space or to run away from contact, he stays on his line. So he's not giving them more space. And by doing that, he gives Jimmy more room to throw the ball. And ball's out. Ball's on time. Easy pitch and catch for what? Like nearly 20 yards. And knowing that Dan Quinn, Kyle Shanahan worked with him in the Falcons, knows what he wants to do. He will be in a lot of cover 3, a lot of cover 1. So a lot of one-on-one situations for a guy like Aiyuk, and they will be able to do this all game if they want to. And Aiyuk is better than any cornerback Dallas has, so he should have a big game. So throwing the ball down the field, the 49ers did it a lot more this game. I've been harping on them to do so all season. I think Jimmy did a really good job this game too, as you can see here. To me, he wants to go to Aiyuk this whole time. He's looking right, but he wants to go to the left. Just holding the safety, holding the linebacker, holding the underneath defender. First down. All right, so another play where they double Deebo. So again, Jalen Ramsey is on Deebo Samuel. He has outside leverage, and what's going to happen is this safety from the other side of the field is going to come down to the middle of the field and make sure that Deebo does not cross the field. So on offense, Jermichael Hasty's number 3 receiver. He's going to run to the flat. He's going to hold the flat defender. Deebo's going to just run around like this, run through, run over. And then Aiyuk's going to run up, and he's going to run in. So a little dig route there. By doing all that, it creates space. So he's going to hold the flat defender. He's going to occupy 2 defenders. What does that mean? You have one-on-one again with a cornerback who is not Jalen Ramsey and Brandon Aiyuk. Something you will take every freaking day of the week. Again, good timing. So much space to work with. Big play. Chunk plays. And I think these type of plays set up well against a team like the Cowboys too, which is why I'm showing them. I thought the 49ers and Shanahan did a good job of both condensing and spreading the field. Like he changed up. Sometimes they would have a bunch of guys in formation. And in this case, obviously they're an empty. So you spread the Rams out, use your speed, use your athletes, get them the ball. 1, 2, 3, little hitch, climb. Easy money. All right, the Rams have a very good defensive line because they have the best player in football. So here they're going to run just a slant, a stunt, a twist, whatever you want to call it. So he's going to just run straight and try to occupy Alex Mack. He is so good at just coming off tight. So he comes off the butt of 91 and comes so tight that Laken Tomlinson is not able to get around. Because of this, Jimmy's going to take a lick. Jimmy is going to take a lick. He has taken licks a lot this season in this game. And I think you'll see as the play unfolds here, it doesn't matter if somebody's in his face. He can still get these throws off. And there is a lot of value in that. I think if you're just comparing him to Trey Lance in this situation. So the Rams are going to bring a blitz. I will let it play here. So there's 5 guys coming. For a rookie quarterback, he's probably going to panic, drop his eyes, might not know where the check down is. And I feel like those are the type of plays that we take for granted when Jimmy is under center. So somebody's in his face right now, and not just somebody, Aaron freaking Donald. And that doesn't matter. So it's 3rd down, gets the play off, breaks a tackle, 1st down. I don't know that Trey makes this play. Just because there's a lot of pressure in his face. 1st down. All right, here's the Deebo Samuel touchdown run. I was sitting in the in the top corner here. So as soon as they handed the ball off, I was like, oh, yeah, touchdown. Just because his speed is unreal. And I know I say this all the time, but you never really get used to it. You're not used to seeing somebody get to top speed that fast. What I want to talk about here, though, is Kittle. So what happens is Alex Mack is beat right away. And Kittle's job, so it's split zone. His job is to come across the formation and kick out this guy. Because he's beaten so quick off the line, Kittle has to adjust, and he has to take the first threat, which he does. I'll let it play out here. So as you can see, not a position you want to be in when the ball is not even handed off yet. Smart football player, aware football player, kicks him out, and watch him after the play. He's going to come back and talk a little shit, knowing that, hey, I just put you on your butt. Watch Kittle. Let's rewind to here. Let's check out Deebo. So I think the real play here is obviously his speed. So he gets to the trash. He has an angle. Like, this is a defensive back. He is supposed to be fast enough to either cut him off or you have to make contact here. He does not. That, to me, is like one of the most impressive things. So, yeah, nothing. And we see that every week where you would think, the defense has an angle, has a chance. There's no way that you can practice against that. Who are you going to give the ball in practice and simulate that, hey, I know he ran like a 4.48, 4.540, but he's so much faster than that. He gets top speed in a matter of steps. Hand it off, and then Deebo's going to throw it for a touchdown. So Kyle Shanahan said after the game that they wanted to set this up, so they just ran the ball 10 times in a row. Impose their will. We're just basically running down their throat. And up until this point, and not in this series, but there have been 2 collisions on the sideline between Ramsey and Deebo. So he knew that he was going to get nosy. He's going to be aggressive and come up and try to fill the run. Ramsey, why wouldn't you do this, right? Based on everything that you've seen so far, as you can see, that's his responsibility. Just a great play call. Like, perfect timing. Couldn't have set it up any better. With 10 runs, I don't know if there's a way to set it up any better than that, but good blocking on the edge. Little jump pass here. Deebo said it was a seed. I'm not sure that's the case. Bobble, touchdown. Really impressive play, though. Tie game. So we noticed that Trent Williams was missing on the plays where, McKivitz was beaten for a sack by Von Miller. But I think these plays throughout the game were more telling. And Elijah Mitchell, he broke 8 tackles this game. And it was on plays like this. So let's just run through it. McKivitz beaten. Right here, should be a -3, -4. And the 49ers would probably have to punt in this situation. He's really tough. I think he does a good job of, he has good balance. Just keeping his legs moving, keep his legs active. And that's how he's able to run through 1, 2, and keep his legs moving. 3-yard gain doesn't seem like much, but 2nd and 7 compared to 2nd and 13, 2nd and 14, it's the difference between punting and being able to move the ball. So yeah, he deserves a lot of credit for this game. Elijah Mitchell is just a really tough runner and a probably perfect style for what the 49ers want to do. All right, so this is Jimmy's 2nd interception. Felt like a backbreaker just because obviously they're driving. They are knocking on the door in the red zone. They take the lead here. Probably going to put the Rams away just based on the momentum and game flow. So what do we have? We have a 5-yard in from Jennings, another high-low concept, which seems like all they run. Then he's going to be the second level route, and he's going to run up, and then Deebo's going to be the 5-yard as well. So Jalen Ramsey on Kittle. And I've been harping all season, and even just in this breakdown, I want them to throw the ball down the field. So when he does throw the ball down the field, you can't get mad that he throws the ball down the field. That's not how this works. Let's watch it play out. And to me, this is the correct read. And it feels like in a lot of instances, that first right here is fool's gold. Like, it's 2nd and 14. So sure, you can live for another down and throw it, but they want you to throw this. This is like a no cover zone. Any defense will take you, throwing the ball 4 yards down the field. He has inside position on him. He has a leverage. He is far away. He's not going to be able to make this throw. The ball's already coming out. So to me, if you ignore the result, which is not what we've been doing, we're talking about the process. This is the right read. This is the right play. Errant throw, ball's behind him. A tremendous play by Ramsey right there. So he tips the ball because it is behind him, but tip, and then comes up with a miraculous interception. the reason that this throw is errant, and I'm not saying it's all on the offensive line, but I have no idea what they're doing here. And again, this is probably because Trent Williams is not on the field. So they line up with 4. Von Miller's going to drop off. 51 is going to come. So that's just a simple creeper blitz right there, which means first level defender drops off, second level defender comes up. So you have 2 on 3 because 49ers slide to the left, which means 1, 2, 3 will be responsible for 1 player, as it turns out. And then these 2 have to block these 3. Alex Mack is late to recognize that there's only 1 player. By the time he gets back, it's too late. What this guy's doing, I have no idea. Here, I'll let it play out so you guys can see. In what world? So I understand that the interior threat, he has the closest path to the quarterback, so you want to block him. But I don't know. I've never seen a player go from blocking one guy to jumping inside and blocking somebody who's like 2 gaps over. So he's responsible for this outside gap. He's going to take care of this. And then obviously you want the center blocking 51. So Mac, by then he just now turned his head. He probably has to take a better angle, dive, cut him off, do something. But Compton was blocking Leonard Floyd, and he sees 51 come free, stops blocking Floyd, and comes and tries to block him, which you're never going to be able to get here in time. So now you just compounded your mistake and made it into 2. This is a big blunder, and yikes. So I'm not making excuses for the throw because it is a bad throw, but you can't tell me that this doesn't have an impact on the throw. I'm laughing just because I honestly have no idea what Compton's doing here. That just can't happen. And especially against a team like the Cowboys who have so much speed and are really good up front. But it was a great play by Ramsey. Not so much by the offensive line. Poor throw. And that's how you get the interception. All right. 88 seconds left in your season. 1st and 10. No timeouts. You have to make a play, not just 1 play, probably 4 plays if you want to keep playing in your season. So bottom of the screen, they have a bunch set here. And to me, Jimmy knows where he's going the whole time. So Kill's going to run up and over and just sit over the center. And he's going to occupy the linebacker by doing so. Jennings is going to run a return route. And then Deebo's going to run up. And he's going to run like a post or a dig. To the top of the screen, you have Ramsey on Aiyuk. So Ramsey just got an interception 2 series prior, and Jimmy comes back to him. So I think that is a good thing where you just can't shy away from him because you cut down the entire field. Again, you have 1-on-1. Hasty's going to run to the flat, which occupies him, meaning you have all of this for Aiyuk to win. So he's just going to run up and in. Jimmy looks off. Again, to me, I think he knows where he's going the whole time. Looks left, comes back right. Hits the window. Like, those are the type of plays that, he's essentially doing for most of the game. If you can look past the turnovers, he's moving his eyes, gets to that backside dig. I've been talking about that backside dig and how it's so money. 3rd best route in football, I would say, after the post and backside slant. But the window is just so big, and they have playmakers. Like, they have guys who can win. I just won 1-on-1 with Jalen freaking Ramsey. And yeah, that was a really big play for them to start the drive. All right, 40 seconds left, I believe. I know the clock's ticking. They snapped the ball around the 50s. So here we go. It is a coverage bust. So Ramsey, I don't think he knows what the call is here. So they're running a sail concept. Kittle is going to run a flat. Deebo's going to run up, act like he's coming in, and then run back to the corner. So as we let the play unfold, you have Taylor Rapp, who is their underneath guy. He's thinking, I'm responsible for the flat, which means he is going this way and is going to take away Kittle. This player is he looks like the hook player, so he's going to be responsible for that. If that is true, that means he is responsible for the deep. But one of these 2 are wrong. I don't know who. I don't care who. But there's a coverage bust, and that leaves Deebo wide open. So after doubling him all game, you go from doubling Deebo to letting him run free down the sideline at the end of the game. This was a really good throw, knowing that you have to fit the ball into one of the better athletes in a sport where elite athletes are, make their hay. You see Jimmy climb the pocket a little bit. So that subtle pocket movement is what I was talking about earlier, like on the sack or on the interception. He threaded the needle, and you can see from the end zone angle that Ramsey, again, he lays out. Like, he's parallel to the ground. That's how much he lays out for this. Subtle climb there. Look at Ramsey. He's Superman right now. Flat. Doesn't matter. Deebo, of course, makes one guy miss, makes two guys miss. Huge play. And that was probably the season right there. All right, so just missed Deebo. He ran a little glance route to the top of the screen. I don't know. The pass was a little bit high. In my head, Deebo should have caught it. But I feel like receivers should catch everything when it comes their way. So maybe not fair. Anyway, Jennings touchdown. Dagger concept, essentially. Aiyuk's going to run up, and he's going to bend it in a little bit. And then Jennings is going to trail him, come open underneath. All of this works because of who else? Deebo Samuel. So he's going to go in motion, and that motion causes he's doing his job. I don't know if he thinks he's responsible for him, but he just comes screaming up way too fast, way too quickly. And that's because of that. You got two guys on Deebo. You have two guys on Aiyuk. You have no guys on Jennings, who just walks in. Just unbelievable. Like, you would have never guessed. The Rams had two coverage busts in a 2-minute drill where the opponent had, no timeouts. Man, really don't know how to explain that. Would be beyond heated if I were a Rams fan. Jimmy's patient, scans the field. We're going into overtime. Third down, season on the line. Kittle, Deebo, Aiyuk, nope. Going to Jauan Jennings. And he's in the game because just in case they bring pressure, they're going to be able to pick it up. So I think Jimmy, you'll see here that he's already releasing the ball. His head's not around. Again, this type of timing allows you to be good after the catch. So hits him in stride right there. We're going to talk about what he does after the catch, but I want to fast forward it here real quick. So you can see he is a really good route runner when he has a two-way go. So he was a mark all game. And I thought he did a really nice job of just setting up his routes. You can see here. Just that little lean right there, that head fake. He has a lot of weight on his inside, his left leg, I should say. He doesn't know what's happening. He's late. And then, obviously, you can see what Jennings does after the play. That is Trent Williams. Ooh, come back, please. Just a remarkable effort after the catch. Obviously, that goes without saying. One broken tackle. Two broken tackles. Just refuses, and then he's in his face for like 10 seconds after the play. It's cool because you can tell that they really dig each other, like they play for each other. And that type of effort from Jennings, I think, is a pretty clear reason why. And this is just Shanahan understanding the Rams, what they want to do on coverage. So when you go trips, more often than not, if your number one receiver has an outside release, he's going to turn his back. So this guy is usually locked on, and they're going to either have some type of 2-on-1, read 2 to 3. It essentially turns into 3 over 2, and you're going to let him do whatever. So as you can see, the play runs out, he turns his back, and he is not a factor on this throw. And the reason that is important because, so he has outside leverage. He can't get beaten outside. Again, he is the mark. He is who we want to pick on. Jauan Jennings is going to run a good route. He beats outside leverage. The quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, I think does a good job of understanding, playing with time. Ball's out. He's just now getting in his route. That's a really good play. It doesn't seem like much, but when you play with this type of timing, with these playmakers, it is very important. It's very critical to get the ball out on time so they can make a play. Jennings does a good job of being able to make contested catches. Doesn't always have to, he doesn't have to be their downfield receiver because they have Aiyuk, because they have Kittle, they have Deebo, obviously. So being able to have a guy you can rely on underneath and make catches when a guy is going to be all over you, that has to be, you have to be able to do those type of things. So it was good. It was really good. And I mean, this really sums up how the 49ers are probably going to have to win in the playoffs. Win with underneath throws to Jennings. Win with explosive plays. Have your A players play like A players. And they did that. Jimmy, yes, he had turnovers. Yes, he fumbled the ball. I think he overcame a lot of those by making big time plays when they needed him to. And that is how the 49ers are going to continue to play. That is why they're going to continue to play. And really excited to see them against the Cowboys. I like their matchup just because you don't know what you're getting with the Cowboys. You don't know what you're getting with the 49ers, but I think their best players will rise to the top. And that was just a hell of a game to watch. So glad I got to see it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like. That way we can get this channel booming as we get into the playoffs. Thanks for watching.